What I'll talk about back on the video, episode 31 of Gavv. I spent a few days ago catching up. I eventually caught up. Looking forward to the next episode, which is this Sunday. But this two-part episode was great. Let's see if the next one's going to be a two-part. There's a lot more lately. But it's just showing how the story's getting more intense. Let's see how the next storyline is going to go. We're almost ending. I think we should be ending this arc pretty soon. Yeah, I don't think we got a poster for this one, did we? No. I think we're technically still part of the second arc. Which should not make any sense. All the elements of that arc all ended when Suga died. So, I guess we're still in the third arc. We'll be ending it pretty soon to begin the final arc. The final arc will begin mid to late summer. Due to the new Kamen series always premiering in the first week of September. So, we'll see how that goes. So, we'll see. Let's hope the new Kamen season can really top this one. Because Gavv is really well written. Not surprising because the show's writer actually worked on Healing a Precure. A very well done season. Like, its protagonist is very sickly, has a very weak body. Like, seriously, that was good, right? That's what I heard. I've not seen Healing Good. I literally only watched one episode of some of the seasons just to see if they're good or not. But I do plan to probably cover them at some point in my anime channel. Anyway. So my guess is this arc will end sometime in early to mid-July. And then we'll begin the final arc, which will end in late August. So, anyway, this is the last week of May. As I didn't do these reviews yesterday, but I kept my promise for today, didn't I? So this Sunday is the 1st of June. Back in February, I think I made some reviews on the Jurassic World films. The Jurassic Park films, specifically. All 6 films I reviewed, and they're set to come out in July. Oh, cool. So, yeah, I should really get back to those reviews when I come out sharp. Anyway, well, let's get into the review so we can get to go do the job. We'll go to bed. So, the episode. Sorry. The episode opens up with a recap. So the previous episode, of course. That's when we cut to. It's annoying. Alright, we cut to Boka's home, Boka's office or something. The G's showing the latest reports of dog treats that man people produce now. This is some of the spice that was collected is dead. After that, anyway, Jeep asked Lizzo to see the list, basically the list, that Ango's list and stuff. I don't see how close that play, but and we cut back to her because Sachika is with her friend, but she's obviously worried after seeing the whole disappearances on the news. Then we cut to basically Lakia's place. And Konosuke's home. 2 years. Sorry. They're all pretty injured in that battle, patching themselves up. Hunter ends up thinking about what Lango said to Shoma. So he tells Shoma that not to let us get to him. Shoma seems like he's fine, but is he? I mean, he was told. It was said that he was told it'd be bad if he wasn't born. It must have really hurt. Deep down, because deep down he probably still cared about his siblings, even after everything they'd done. Right? The stomach family got what he deserved. She too had died. But she deserved it. Well, she sacrificed herself to save her brother. It's sad, but she got what she deserved. They all getting what they deserve. They harmed innocent people, treated Shoma like crap. Shoma's done nothing to them. Just being a kind boy. And they two humans into spice. They get what they deserve. Everything they've done. In my theory, the final fight, one of the episodes will be as follows: Glota versus Hanto, Lakia versus Naov, and of course Shoma versus Lango. I want to see how epic final clash. See how that's done. That's my prediction for the final battles. So we'll see how that goes when we eventually get to the house, when we get to the final arc. Because the final arc's when things start to ramp up. When characters who've been around for a while decide to be killed. Basically means where it's time for them to die. So I'm memories on Glotto to being the third one to die. And the last three, my memories on Glotto to be the first one we got to go. Oh, she's so strong. Maybe time for Hanto to get payback on her for the last fight. As now he's much stronger. So anyway. Lakia blames himself, whatever. If he haven't started ducking humans and stuff, but no. But it really isn't his fault. His what he did was bad, but remember, he was only doing it to get close to something to find out what happened to his brother, who killed his brother, so he could get revenge. Alan makes a decision. He tells them they should tell people about the Grand Utes. He knows it'll cause a panic, but they'll be more prepared there. They'll be more cautious and stuff. Shaw agrees and wants to help them. So Handel spreads the word. Now I've seen it. Finally, also got to step away from the light. Shaw eventually returns back to Hepri. Sarge don't worry. Sorry, see he's okay. She isn't, but wants new tweets and stuff. Okay. Lakia goes as Dente on safe from the underdog. Someone I forgot to mention in my previous video, which I put in the description below, by the way, on that one. If you've not read it, basically he went to see Dente to have trying to cure his toxins. So yeah, of course, my mind when I review that. That's my put in the description if you didn't read that, and there's your explanation. Anyway, it's taking slowly, it'll take a bit. It'll take a bit, so yeah, but you're something else you could use for a bit. You don't see this for now. You know, hand towards that look at the comments, see how people are reacting to this news. Well, people starting to fear the Kamen Rider all because of bitter Gavv. I shouldn't, but shouldn't we still call him bitter Gavs? Should we? No, we shouldn't. Because Shoma is Kamen Rider Gavv, and it's the bitter Gavs, his clothes and stuff. So it's basically a new version of Kamen Rider Bait that last time. You were right. Yeah. Sorry. So people are starting to fear turn on Kamen Rider. Hano says to keep that to himself. Not add any more stress to Shoma. As you saw earlier, right. Yes, I. Oh, back at Stomach Inc. Both was worried they might ruin the spice and stuff, but Lango reassures her they have to update the rappers anyhow. So, yeah. Hey, next day, happy. Actually, no, wait. Someone was actually, someone went out, after going back to Happy. Someone went out to look, do some searching. They might find a way to get the spice by searching for a door to the Granite world on the rock. That's when G appears and gets throws him with a letter or something. Or disappearing. So it's a list of Lango's next target, of Lango's targets. When he want to get, is he using Shoma to get his revenge? Or is he using Lango to take care of Shoma? Yeah, that's kind of confusing, isn't it? No. So his brothers can be redeemed. They're too... Well, I'm sure Jeeves' death will be an emotional one when we get there. Most likely he might be killed at the end of this arc. Or maybe he'll survive to the final arc and get his own death in the before Glutter. But it's just a guess. We don't know how the story's going to unfold. Alright, Shoma. Anyway. I'm saying Gavv reading it about the victims and stuff. And so it's the stadium where Sachika's friends going. Say UMA. And like, you can clearly tell Lango's words still bothered Shoma. And when Sachika's friend refused not to go to the contest. Gosh, well, this is a light opportunity. She doesn't want to give up a chance. She knows the Kamen Rider will be able to help, be able to say them no matter what happens. So yeah. Alright, I know to find some comments and show Shoma. Like good comments. Well, Kamen is a hero. They don't believe that he's a bad guy and stuff. Showing how Shoma's changed them a lot. He managed to prove himself. Even that one of the comments is actually says that her son was attacked by a Grand Youth, but was saved by the Kamen Rider. And it turns out and the flashbacks just, this is the mother of that boy we met all the way back in episode 1. Now that is a really cool callback. Sure, she initially thought he was a monster, but that's starting to come around after seeing all his escapades. So it makes me think, are we going to see the kid again? Are we going to see the kid again someday? I kind of wish he made at least appeared a little bit. You know, maybe visit Shoma at Hairplay most of the time. I'm just saying that. Maybe because the story didn't want Shoma to lean on someone to know who's secret as a granule and stuff. Keep that story. I understand that part of it. I just felt the kid was, I don't know. Like, there's this one, maybe this one anime. That's a weird story. Even, like, it felt like our main two characters are literally, like, not lead characters, specifically, like, they're part of the main cast, but more supporter role. Basically, the first episode focuses on a girl, but her story ends by the end of the episode, and we switch gears to the characters who are helping her. Yeah, that's confusing, and that really annoyed me a bit watching it. Don't do that with your story. Don't introduce a character to be your protagonist. And she's going to be one episode. Look, if you want to introduce a character, I might say that's fine, but I say I can't write a story, but don't write her as a protagonist. You know? Write her as a secondary character who's stumbled upon this world. Sorry, one off topic. Anyway, those comments really motivate Shoma. As guys trying to head out. Oh yeah, Sasuke managed to get them some tickets, so they'll be ready with that. As they got split off to search. They couldn't find anything suspicious. Because there's another scene that happens with that. Also, you notice some gas. Basically, the toxins are being used in. Luckily, getting prepared. Basically, what they gave him were gas masks from the toxins. And the granules from the other cells. So, yeah, Andopies is the ones, some of them. Luckily, goes after one and aimed at finding the agents. Rashomon goes over to confront his brother. That Lago once said the same thing to him in the past, but he doesn't care about that anymore. The show has found people that accept him for who he is, made new life, new connections, everything. People who support him. And he's gonna take Lango down. The Gochi is also here with motivation inside the Gochi pod. And they're kind of looking at power by turning it upside down. In the Shoma's new power form. I call it strength mode and speed mode. That's what I'm going to call them. So, yeah. Lango thinks this is just perfect. And transforms responsible, which I forgot to mention he did in the last episode as well. Shoma's power Shoma's speed has increased thanks to his power. It's just really good, but it's hard. But his blows aren't really that hard because he's weaker. His punches are more weaker now because of the speed. But back to the Gochizos, he's able to switch to the strength, to the power form really quickly, easily. So by switching back and forth, allows him to do decisive damage. It's a really epic fight. And it seems, by the way, lucky to win this fight, but it seems his driver was damaged in the last battle against Lango. So he needs that prepared. Well, Hanto ended up finishing this fight as well. And Shoma's new finisher is pretty cool. Basically, some type of gummies or something appear around Lango, and then all course into Shoma's foot. the surgeon with power increases power. It's really cool. And Lango is seemingly destroyed. But he's kind of spoiled in the magazine that he's coming back. Way to go, Toy. Way to go. This could have kept a mystery for quite a bit if he was dead or alive, but you spoiled that very quickly. The magazine's pretty spoiled that he survived with a scar. Yeah. Thanks for a lot. They could have just kept that ambiguous for a bit and make it a big surprise that he's still alive. But nope. That's kind of that's just an insult to the audience. Thinking, we don't hit. That's just kind of insulting. Oh well. That's over. Well, Saki's gonna enjoy the concept, but she's definitely confused. But she's kind of come with it. She gets to come with her pins out as well. As the episode ends on a happy note. No extra clipper, no cliffhanger or anything. Just ends there, and I have note. This next episode is kind of a Hanto focus episode. Kind of. A show as a facing off against Jeeb. Hanto is finding the run that took his mother. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but we will see in this weekend's episode. I'm very excited for it. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, please once button. Want to see more? Subscribe channel, notification every day. Always see you guys later for Gojuja. Sayonara.